Hello, everybody, and welcome to a powered cube draft here on the channel. We're going to be going pick by pick, play by play, talking through everything so you know what to do in this ultra powerful format that has cards like Black Lotus, Time Walk, Ancestral Recall, Path, Swords to Plowshares, all of that good stuff. If you want to see my draft guide for the set, I have one made where I go through archetypes, format basics, things to know. We're going to be trying to cover as much as we can in this video, of course. We're playing some best of one, and we're going to see how many rounds we can get through before my battery dies. Okay, so this pack, we have some cards that are noteworthy. Mind Twist is very good if you can get fast mana. So fast mana would be something like a Mox, which is a 0-mana artifact that can tap for a color, and so you play that, you get ahead of your opponent on lands, and you make them discard like 3 cards before turn 4 or whatever. So that's something you could do with that. The fetch lands are very good in this set because there are shock lands and dual lands. So getting a swamp or mountain isn't just making this a red-black land, it's making this a red-black plus whatever dual lands you can get type card. That's another really strong option, probably the card that I will be taking out of this pack. Other cards of consideration, Lotus Petal is a really powerful enabler if you're casting like a really strong card ahead of schedule. Because sure, you're throwing away a card to get ahead 1 mana, but there's some really powerful cards like Wheels that can make you draw 7 cards all at once that will allow you to make up for that card disadvantage and do some really powerful things, or just casting like a really powerful 4-drop ahead of schedule that gets you card advantage. So that's a really strong option as well. If we look at something that might be like a colorless option, Smuggler's Copter can be good, though there are some decks in this format that don't play a lot of creatures. One other thing about a powered cube and cube in general is it's a singleton format, so you notice, okay, there's like every single card in this pack is like a rare pretty much. There's like a couple uncommons running around. This is a common, or maybe they didn't have the set symbol, but yeah. Basically, there's no like rarities. Every card is a unique card. So we started off with a Bloodstained Mire, but that doesn't mean we're playing red-black. It just means that we're playing a deck that could be red-black or could just be some other color combination that like uses this to fix its colors. It could be like red-black-blue or something like that. Okay, in this pack, the card Urza's Saga is very strong. You play this, you have maybe an artifact to go fetch up, and then you can make a couple of constructs. So if you're playing an artifact strategy, basically this is a land that can make you a couple of like 4/4s or maybe even bigger, which is a really nice card, of course. There's another fetch land. Windswept Heath, green-white tends to be a little bit on the weaker end of color combinations, just because green is a little bit like, it doesn't have as much broken stuff in it, but still a really nice card. Fury is probably a card that I would be very tempted to take. Just free spells are really strong in general because you can evoke this by exiling a red card from your hand, and getting free spells is really, really good. So that's something I'm considering. And then Spell Pierce, cheap interaction, really nice. Counter non-creature spell. There's a lot of non-creature spells that you can get rid of. So here it's mainly between Fury and going towards that direction, and Windswept Heath and staying ultra flexible with my fetch lands. I like getting free spells, so I am going to take the Fury here. I think that's a pretty reasonable pick. And then we can make up the card advantage with other cards later. Okay, so lots of interesting options here. So there's Wasteland, so you can kill non-basic lands. That's always something to clock. There are some decks that are built around like getting Wasteland and then playing Wasteland as many times as possible. There is also the powerful Strip Mine in this format, so that can just kill any land that's not even non-basic. So that's a potential consideration. There is Inti, Seneschal of the Sun, which is a very strong 2-drop that lets you kind of make your creatures bigger. There's multiple discard outlets other than just Inti, so you can get some card advantage from it as well. There's also a Gut, True Soul Zealot, which is a really nice aggressive card. I do already have 1 red card and a red fetch land, and Gut can be really good in those decks. And then there's like something like Titania, which is a bit of a like enabler for a land strategy. So if you go like have like a wasteland or cards that let you sacrifice your lands or fetch lands, Titania is really good with those. Though I think you want to get it a little bit later. Cheap cards tend to be the name of the game. I think I'm going to take either the Gut, True Soul Zealot, or the Inti, Seneschal of the Sun here. And I think we'll take Gut, because if you get it early, you can build around it. Make sure you get some things that make you some treasure tokens or things like that, and then you play this after playing a 2-drop on turn 2. Maybe we even wheel something like a more useful. Ooh, interesting. So this pack has several very powerful cards. So as far as red cards go, we're not super committed to red. We just have Fury and Gut. We do have the fetch land that can also be for red. Lion's Eye Diamond can be a really good combo enabler. There's some really powerful combos that use this card. Because there are ways to like replay things from your graveyard, and Lion's Eye Diamond then can discard for free, and when you cast a card with flashback, things like that. There's also some like storm combos where you cast a bunch of spells. Lion's Eye Diamond can be good. Counterspell also really nice, especially if you're playing like a tempo red strategy. That could be useful. And Dark Ritual can also be really strong if you have like a really strong card to accelerate out. So 1 mana turning into 3. There's also Skull Clamp, which I think is quite powerful. I like this card a lot as well. Can be a nice little synergy with Gut. You equip something with Gut, and then you Skull Clamp. You draw the cards from Skull Clamp. I think here I'm going to take Skull Clamp over Counterspell and over Dark Ritual. I think Skull Clamp plays the best with the cards I have. The kind of Gut aggressive plan. I don't really have broken cards right now. And so I like just the idea of getting like a nice little aggressive start going. And here, I think Taiga could actually be a decent pickup here because we could try to play red-green. Red-green plays really well with Skull Clamp because you have cards like Elvish Mystic. So I'll just go over these. This is a red-green dual land, and this is one of the benefits of taking Bloodstained Mire. This is a mountain forest. So my Bloodstained Mire, which is able to get a mountain, can get a red-green land. So it keeps me fixing for red-green. So that's something pretty powerful. There is Subtlety in this pack as well, which is a free counterspell of sorts. You can exile a blue card from your hand to cast it, which is really, really nice. I do love the free spells. I already took the Fury, as you saw. And then there is like Tersa Light Shatter as a red card, which is quite strong as well. I think here it's between Taiga and Subtlety. I think Subtlety is more powerful, and I'd rather potentially go into blue. We did just see the counterspell, but Taiga Wheel Elvish Mystic was definitely something I could have considered here. There's also Gitaxian Probe, which is quite a strong card as well. You can look at their hand without having to pay mana. Okay, so no blue cards in this pack, so maybe blue is not the move here. Maybe we do just go back towards the kind of deck we were drafting. Again, Bloodstained Mire being pretty flexible here, because if we take something like Overgrown Tomb, we can get a black source or green source from our Bloodstained Mire, so that turns it into a Jund land. So in this pack, I don't love taking super expensive cards. Hired Claw is not the greatest. Just like a cheap, aggressive attacker. It doesn't die to Skull Clamp, which is actually kind of a downside for me. I might just take Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's a cheap card. I can use Skull Clamp on it. It also is a cheap thing that I can play before my Gut comes down. And then Overgrown Tomb is also an option to go with my Bloodstained Mire. Maybe I do take the Overgrown Tomb, go towards more of a Jund style deck. That could be fun. Yeah, I don't think I have enough spells to make the Dragon's Rage Channeler that great. Ooh, and now there is a Scythe Cat Cub. Plays really well with fetch lands. You put a land, and then you can like double counters on things. So that's pretty good. There's also Plateau, which again, the Bloodstained Mire can then turn into a white source because it's a mountain plains. We don't really have a green card yet. We could just take the Flexible Fixing still. The Subtlety pick isn't working out the greatest, but we didn't really see... I mean, green is looking pretty open here. I tend to... Yeah, I think Scythe Cat Cub is pretty solid. There's also Adeline as a aggressive white creature. Works pretty well with Skull Clamp. Let's take the Scythe Cat Cub. I think red-green is looking relatively open for us. Ooh, love Seasoned Pyromancer here. Plays really well with the... not only like red cards that we're building up, but also plays really well with Skull Clamp. I think this card could be great for us. Fire Blast is a very aggressive card, not something we're really interested in, but if you're super aggressive red, you could make this work. And then there's Path to Exile is a really strong removal spell. If we had taken the Plateau, we might consider this, but I think getting a young Pyromancer is great here. There's also Fire Covenant, which is kind of broken. Just kills tons of things. And we have the fixing to cast it with the Overgrown Tomb. I think we'd rather just have the Seasoned Pyromancer, though, right here. And then what are we wheeling? We wheeled Evora. So when it deals combat damage, you get blood tokens. When you discard a card, you put a counter. And blood tokens in particular are super good with the Gut. So you play Evora on turn 2, then you attack immediately. And then you can get that Gut going by sacrificing that blood token. So that's pretty powerful. So I think we're going to take that over Kellen Planar Trailblazer, which is another cheap threat. Tribal Flames is a removal spell that gets better the more types of lands you have. Or you can also do it directly to your opponent. So our red deck is looking decent. Ooh, now there's Blood Tithe Harvester. So if we are trying to play Jund, this card could be pretty reasonable. Again, a 2-drop that plays super well with Gut because it makes a blood token. So I think we'll take that. Might as well. Over the Restless Cottage. Tap lands are pretty... like, there's some good, really good tap lands, but they're something you have to, like... you don't have to necessarily prioritize them as much. Okay, Sword of Ice and Fire is not a card I'm super interested in. I don't love the cards like that. Like, they're so expensive to use. Let's just take Sunbillow Verge in case we really need white fixing. It's a red source at default, so it's okay. Ooh, and then we got a Territorial Kavu. So if we're playing a few colors, Territorial Kavu, maybe a nice, reasonably sized threat that gets us some extra synergy. I'm kind of wishing I hadn't taken the Subtlety here, but at the time we were 4 picks in. Maybe blue would have been open. We'd just seen a counterspell. But I would much rather have a Taiga here. And then we'll get Pyrite Spellbomb, I think. Cheap artifact. We can use it with Gut. Channel is kind of a different deck where you can turn a bunch of your life total into mana. Then we got the Hired Claw back. So a nice little aggressive deck coming together here. Our mana is looking mediocre. We're currently just red-green, I think. Overgrown Tomb turns the... okay, last pick there. Pack 2. Okay, so there's a Scalding Tarn. Nice. This would be a good addition for our deck. It plays really well with Scythecat Cub. It's another way to hopefully get more fixing in. We don't have a red-green land yet, but we can get the Overgrown Tomb with it. No, we can't. We can't get Overgrown Tomb with it. We don't actually have a land we can get with it yet, but we'll find one. We could even wheel Zeator's Proving Ground, and that would be perfect for us. And also just having fetch lands is really good. We didn't wheel like Titania, which can be really good in this deck. The 5/3 that if you sack lands, you get stuff going. But I think taking Scalding Tarn is the best card here. The other options would be something like Generous Plunderer as an aggressive 2-drop that plays really well with Gut. Maybe that's better. It also fixes our mana. It's a nice 2-drop. Playing well with Gut is a huge upside. It has to survive, though. I think we'll just take the safer pick, the Scalding Tarn, make sure my mana is good. We have a few good 2-drops already. We already have Kavu, Harvester, Cub, Evora. Maybe we could even wheel the Generous Plunderer. Red seemed pretty open, so let's just do that. We'll try to wheel the Tri-land, too. That would be pretty good for us. Okay, now there's Misty Rainforest. Another fetch land is definitely tempting here. There's Blood Crypt. Blood Crypt would be great here as well. Turns Scalding Tarn into a black source. Copperline Gorge could be okay. There is cards like Sneak Attack in this format, so you have a card like Sneak Attack, which lets you put a creature directly from your hand onto the battlefield, and then you combine that with something like Atraxa Grand Unifier. So you put like this card into play way ahead of schedule. My deck isn't currently doing anything too broken, so I'm going to really be trying to pick up interaction that like disrupts my opponent's hand, things like that, like Thoughtseize, those sorts of effects. But for now, we're just going to keep taking some fetch lands. Hopefully set up, and I could still potentially play the Subtlety. Like I could still just get some blue lands, play some blue cards, play like a 4-color deck. It would make my Territorial Kavu better. I don't actually have that many black cards, so the Blood-Tithe Harvester could definitely go. I could just be a teamer deck, and there's some really powerful blue cards, so keeping an open mind is important here. Ren and 6. That's a good one. I have 3 fetch lands already to go with Ren and 6. Seems like a pretty powerful synergy. So like Ren and 6 can +1 to get a land back from the graveyard, so that's a really good option. Other people might not be able to take this card, but it is good. There's also Voldaren Epicure. It's a 1/1, but it makes a blood for my Gut. And then there's Goblin Rabblemaster. Let's just take the Ren and 6. This seems like a pretty good Ren and 6 deck. And the more, like, I might just end up being a multicolored deck as well that just has some early plays, but can also just play a long game, because I could definitely just get some good blue late game cards and go into blue still with using the Subtlety, using some other strong cards. Wow, we are just getting all of the fetch lands. I mean, I'm just going to keep taking them. Might as well. Marsh Flats, again, Marsh Flats can go get Overgrown Tomb. You can also just get a Swamp. And we have so many fetch lands now. I'm feeling like my deck is in a really good spot here, even though I'm not seeing like crazy powerful cards, but I've got so much flexibility with my mana base, again, getting a black source. And I might wheel one of those tapped tri-lands that I could get tons of stuff with. But yeah, I have 1, 2, 3. This is going to be my 4th fetch land. So all of a sudden, Scythecat Cub's looking great. Ren and 6 looking great. I'm going to want to try to pick up some good multicolored cards and some dual lands that play well with the lands I have to really... But I'm not really missing out on a ton in this pack. Like Burst Lightning would be nice as a cheap interactive spell. Deal 2 or sometimes deal 4. Surrock could be okay. But I think we'll just take the fetch land and be pretty happy. Okay, now we're in a spot where we could take a tri-land, and then all of a sudden all of our fetches get red-green. So I think literally every single one of our fetches can get this one. Bloodstained Mire gets it, Marsh Flats gets it, Misty Rainforest gets it, Scalding Tarn gets it, and so we just have a tap land, but it gives us 3 colors. That seems pretty good. I want to make sure I get my mana base under me set up. And then I can be like, okay, well, I now have, it's not just one tri-land, I all of a sudden have 4 tri-lands, and then a lot of them also get untapped black. So, like, Marsh Flats can get untapped black, Bloodstained Mire can get untapped black, Misty Rainforest can get untapped black green. Like, these things all add up to make the mana base really, really powerful. And so I can then just start taking whatever spells I want, almost. Okay, we'll take a Savannah now. So my mana base, Auric, I don't have a white card to I even want to play yet. Reprieve is really good. But Savannah turns my Marsh Flats into a green source. I guess it's already a green source with Overgrown Tomb. Misty Green first into a white source. Doesn't really add that much. Maybe I just take the Reprieve. Reprieve is a really strong counter target spell, return to its owner's hand, draw a card. It can help you interact against those decks that are really, really trying to pressure you. There's also Screaming Nemesis. Let's take the Reprieve here. I think we need to make sure we get interaction that can actually stop our opponents from doing what they're trying to do. Okay, we keep seeing these Verges. We would love to see, like, dual lands instead, but this is what you got to do sometimes. Questing Druid is interesting for this deck. We could also, I think we'll just take Collective Brutality, maybe. Give ourselves some way to interact with their hand. Night's Whisper is also an option. Go for the throat, some kill spells, but I think we want to make sure we have at least some hand disruption. It's only instant and sorceries, though. Maybe we just would rather have like Night's Whisper for card advantage. I don't know. I don't love Collective Brutality, honestly. Kolaghan's Command is sweet, though. Really strong option there. Tundra. All of a sudden, we're getting blue with every land. We get 1, 2, 3. This can't get blue, but a bunch of blue sources. Can also bump up our Territorial Kavu. Might as well take this, I think. Kolaghan's Command is also quite nice. But blue is a really strong color. I mean, we already have a Subtlety, so maybe we can get some blue cards in here. Okay, we get Zeator's Proving Ground back. That's huge for us. I wouldn't mind Bloodbraid Elf, but Zeator's Proving Ground, all of a sudden we kind of have all the tap lands we need now. We have access to every color but blue from our tap lands. And I think also Dreams of Steel and Oil is interesting, but it can't get the non-creatures that I really care about. Zeator's seems nice, and we did get a Blood Crypt back. So now a lot of our lands get black mana. So this gets black mana now. This gets red mana now. So yeah, our lands are coming together really nice. And perfect. We got Voldaren Epicure that can go with the Gut. Let's look at our curve really briefly. Plenty of 2-drops. We have room at the 3-drop slot. Lingering Souls is also... Let's just take Lingering Souls. Lingering Souls is incredible with Skull Clamp. Incredible with Gut. And we have the colors to cast it. Okay, Arena of Glory. Let's just take the Burst Lightning to get some interaction for our opponent's cheap stuff. Detective's Phoenix seems okay. We could also just take Giver of Runes. Giver of Runes protecting some of our stuff could be okay. Or Yawgmoth. Double black might be hard for us. Let's just take Giver of Runes. We don't have a huge graveyard contingent here. And then we can take... Yeah, I don't think we're going to get double white as easily. Let's just take Grim Lavamancer. Ooh, last pick Questing Druid, some more card advantage. This was the pack where we took Night's Whisper. I actually almost did take the Questing Druid just for card advantage purposes. So we have this Subtlety, so we could potentially go into blue. I don't think we really want to, but it is an option to consider. In this pack, we kind of whiffed a little bit. I think the best card for us is going to be this Magda Brazen Outlaw, because we'll probably wheel either Questing Beast. So Magda is a 2/1 that when it becomes tapped, you get a treasure. The second ability is not super relevant, but we have a lot of colors, so the treasure is helpful. And then we're probably going to wheel either Questing Beast, which is like a 4-mana huge thing, or Ulvenwald Oddity, which is 4-mana Trampler Haster. That's kind of their main thing, they're Trampler Hasters. There is also a Braid, which is a really good card for us. That's just an interactive spell, but I think we do want to make sure we get some nice proactive threats still, and this card's really good with Gut as well. Just giving you treasure tokens is nice. There's also Snuff out in that pack, but... Okay, we are not a great Ancient Tomb deck, because we have a lot of, like, very color-intensive cards. Like, if you look at our deck, we have, like, red-green card, double red card, I mean, and, like, they're all, like, single pip, so we're not really an Ancient Tomb deck. This taps for 2 mana, so there's some decks that are really good for this card. I think we want, potentially... Oh, actually, we're just going to take Broadside Bombardiers. I didn't see this card at first. This card is absolutely messed up. It fits with our deck very perfectly, plays really well with a lot of the same cards that Gut plays well with. I kind of wish I had Voldaren Epicure now. But Broadside Bombardiers is just fantastic. We're going to take this one. I was considering taking Dak Fade, and that would be a card that we could splash blue for. You can steal your opponent's artifacts. But you're going to see this card get some serious work done. So yeah, we're just a multicolor. There's also Felia. We would take that probably second. This card's also really strong. Yeah. And Birds of Paradise would be great in our deck as well. Okay, now pick 4. There is... Galvanic Blast. We don't have a ton of artifacts, though, so this is going to deal 2 damage too much of the time. Blooming Marsh is a land, but doesn't get fetched. And our mana base is looking pretty reasonable, I think. I don't think we're playing blue right now. We might play the Tundra anyway, just to make the Territorial Kavu better every once in a while. That seems like it could be worthwhile. Prime Time just is an expensive threat. You just get a bunch of lands. It's not really great for us. We're not really a ramp deck, per se. We could just take another 2-drop. Could take Cut Down, Mother of Runes. Let's just take Mother of Runes, maybe. Giving our creatures protection seems okay. Now we see in this pack there's Guide of Souls. So really, we're getting a bunch of really good white aggressive cards. And I don't really mind. I think our deck can definitely play out as like a nice kind of red-white with a little bit of green and a little bit of black. There's also Deathrite Shaman, which is insane. This card's super powerful if you have the fetch lands, which we do, but we also have like Wrenn and 6, so that's not an exact combo, but this card's really good with fetch lands. And then, yeah, I think it's between Guide of Souls. I think we have enough colors that I think Deathrite Shaman might be better for us. There's also Grist, which is a really strong card. Let's take the Deathrite Shaman. It helps us against graveyard decks a little bit, too. Okay, now in this pack, there's Ignoble Hierarch, and there's Noble Hierarch. I think we're taking Ignoble Hierarch because we have black, red, and green cards, and we're not going to play blue, I don't think. We kind of missed the blue train. In some worlds we would like splash Counter Magic or something like that we saw, but we got the Reprieve anyway. I'm kind of wishing I'd taken the Taiga. It would have worked out better for me, but that's how draft goes. And we have plenty of playables, plenty of lands. But yeah, Ignoble Hierarch is going to be great for us. Ramps out our stuff. We can Skull Clamp it away in the late game. Just pretty nice card for us. Ooh. We already have a, what's it called? Blood Crypt, so we don't really need Badlands as much. But I do love Fiery Confluence. This card's really strong. It's maybe not as good in our deck, but killing a bunch of artifacts seems tempting. I would also not mind Flage, but getting double each color is a little tricky. And then Malevolent Rumble is also quite nice. Yeah, let's just take the Fiery Confluence, though. Dealing 6 to your opponent is also totally reasonable. Okay, a little bit of lag on that one, but ooh, nice. Red, we already have red, green tap land. We don't need this. We might just take Reclamation Sage, give ourselves some Artifact and Enchantment Disruption. We don't really have any of that. We just got some with Fiery Confluence. Getting a little bit more is going to be good for us. Hymn to Turok could also be good for hand disruption, but double black could be tricky. Okay, I guess we'll take Chain Lightning. The packs are coming fast now. This pack we had 4 seconds to make our pick with. Okay. And we did wheel a Braid. We also wheeled Ovenwald Oddity. Oh, did we not get the card that we wanted from that pack? Where is our Reclamation Sage? Let's take the Ovenwald Oddity, give ourselves another threat here. But yeah, our Rec Sage should have been picked up. Unfortunate. That's a little unlucky. Sure, we'll get a Llanowar Elves. We already have a tapped red-white land. Though I guess we could do with another one. We already have a couple of elves. Let's just get the Elegant Parlor. Actually, no, Inquisition of Kozilek is just what we need. We need some hand disruption. Perfect. We found the line eventually. Okay, now we can just take the lands. We have plenty of playables. Might as well just get cards that help us cast our spells. Whew. 4 fetch lands with Courser of Krufix is also not a terrible thing, but... Okay, we get a Raucous Theater or a Grist. Let's take the Grist. Grist is really strong. We already have red-black land anyway. I am kind of upset that my... Okay, so that doesn't do what we want. We'll just take Canker Bloom. Where did the Rex Sage go? Wow. Late Touch the Spirit Realm. Late Grim Monolith. I guess I'll say Cut Touch. I'm not playing Crazy Mana. What did I get instead? Huh. Did I get nothing instead? Did I get a random land? I feel like I'm like one card short. Network error. Okay. It was my last pick. Whew. Okay, so Arena is back. Okay, so Arena's back. This is the build that I settled on. I did get the Rex Sage that I wanted. I cut the Subtlety, I cut the Burst Lightning, Grim Lava Man. So these would be sideboard cards I could use. But I'm just going to run it like this for now. Should be pretty fun. We're going to play a few rounds with this deck. We'll see how many we can get before my battery dies. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. As we wait for the round to get started, I want to give a huge shout out to the NicolaiBolas. Hello. Wrong click. The NicolaiBolas Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you're enjoying my videos and you want to support my mission to make draft more accessible for everyone, Patreon is the place to do so. You also gain access to cool bonus content like my card-by-card tier list and format thoughts document. I want to give a special shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a huge difference. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Wrong one again. Hello again. Palm tree. Okay, so our hand is perfect. We have 2-drop. That gets us a token that we then use Bronze-Eyed Bombardiers with. We will lead with this to go get a tapped red source, which we have, because we have the Zeator's Proving Ground, which can get us our black mana. Okay, let's get the Zeator's Proving Ground. That also gets us double red to cast the Seasoned Pyromancer. Sure. Let's play our blue-white land and play our Evo in case they don't have an answer. We can start snowballing that. And we could even use Broadside Bombardier's attack, sacrifice the Evora token thing. 1 second. Oh, yeah. I'm zoomed in too much. Sorry about that. Oops. Ah! No, it's just getting smaller. Gosh darn it. There we go. Sorry about that. So they killed my threat. Shame on you. So we're going to play Mother of Runes so we can protect our threat. And then we're going to play a Blood Tithe Harvester as well. Playing Once Upon a Time for 2 mana. Gosh darn it. Arena reloaded and messed with my settings. Hopefully everything's okay with the part. Okay, so now we can protect our Broadside Bombardiers, which we will immediately cast here because it is going to be fantastic. We will be applying a lot of pressure. Mother of Runes can keep it safe. Okay, Doki. And yes, we will throw a blood token to deal 2 extra damage. Because that's pretty good. And if we empty our hand, then we can get Seasoned Pyro going. Oh, they're reanimating our Evora. Okay, that's not a sign of strength, I will say. I guess they have to use the blood token or something. And they discard. Okay, not another scary. It's not a scary card. But our Broadside Bombardiers can kill the Evora, so they're clearly digging for removal or something. Sure. Okay, we draw Ignoble Hierarch. Let's start by going to combat. Could play this, then land, followed by Seasoned Pyro. But yeah, we'll start by going to combat. 2 attackers. Target their Evora. Sack our blood token. I guess it's our Evora that they took from us so cruelly. Yep, Broadside Bombardiers doing good things. Hopefully they don't have a Wrath, because if they don't have a Wrath, we're going to win this easily. Play land. Oh, I did that the wrong order. Whoops. I was supposed to play the Sidecat Cup first, because it has landfall. Whoopsie. I was planning on doing that, and then I got distracted. Okay, and then we play this. We discard a card, but we draw 2 still, so that's kind of a cool little effect of this. And we should still be set up to win this game. End the turn. Next turn they are dead 10 ways to Sunday, so unless they kill our board state here, we're going to win. There are plenty of Wraths in this format, but there's like Toxic Deluge as a main one that they could have here. Okay, sure. So they think they're dead here. Okay, play. We even have a pretty perfect. So we play this. Counter on the Cub. Play Magda. Go to combat. Attack with everything. There are free kill spells, so we still want to keep up our Mother of Runes. Attack for 5. Throw Magda at Luis. And that should be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Beautiful. Got the victory. Awesome stuff. Nicely done, deck. Nicely done indeed. Okay. My lucky palm tree will guide me to victory. Okay, perfect. A very keepable hand. And we're going to just lead with the turn 1 Ignoble Hierarch. You might be saying, but wait, do you have green mana? It's because Marsh Flats can go get Overgrown Tomb. And that will let me play the Ignoble Hierarch on turn 1, and then follow that up with a Scythecat Cub, followed by a Overgrown Tomb. Pay 2 life. Followed up with Scythecat Cub plus Jetmir's Garden to put a counter on the Cub. Ooh, that could be pretty good. So they're playing blue-green. Yeah, we can afford to wait a little bit, I think. We'll just get this guy down because he does so much damage. We will buff the Scythecat Cub. And the next turn we can go Evora plus Inquisition of Kozilek. Hit them for like a bajillion damage. Oh! Okay, we're going to start with this. So we can see what they're working with here. Because we need to know if they have kill spells. Okay, they have Force of Negation. Stock up Elvish Reclaimer. So we don't care about any of these. They can't cast anything next turn. Let's take... We don't have any non-creatures. Let's just take this stock up. Play this. Buff this guy. Then play... Broadside Bombardiers? No. Play... Evora, I think. No, they're going to play Ouroboros next turn, and then they're going to make it a 4/4. Let's just play this. They don't do anything next turn if we do this. Attack with both. We'll give them the opportunity to chump block, I guess, because it has trample anyway. Okay, so they're doing literally nothing next turn, and we can play our Evora, so we're just going to kill this guy. Sack our Ignoble. It does stop us from casting our Seasoned Pyromancer, but it literally blanks their entire turn, and we have a really good turn set up next turn with Evora, Sack Blood to kill their Elvish Reclaimer. And we're hitting them for tons of damage each of these turns as well, and we have plenty of ways to get another red source. Yeah, so they do nothing here. Yeah, we're in great shape. Okay, play Evora. And we can sack the Evora to... We'll diversify our threats a little bit. Okay. Hopefully you're seeing how good Broadside Bombardiers is. And we are just cruising. We can't cast this right now, but we can sack the Evora to deal 4 to them, so if Broadside lives, we just win. Boom! Got another victory. Huge for the home team. Every time the round ends, I check my battery. Cruising. We're doing great on battery. It's kind of funny that that's a constraint, but as you can see, I've got a palm tree behind me, so there's no outlets nearby. 2 rounds down, maybe 2 more to go. I think 4 rounds is a pretty good amount to get in. We will have to keep checking. Okay, another great hand here. All of our colors. We got the Cub, we got the Kavu. What more could we want? We even have the Cub without having drawn one of our fetch lands yet. And also Zeator's Proving Ground. I mean, you've seen how our mana base has been absolutely perfect and how well the fetch lands have facilitated that. This is even a hand without a fetch land in our... We don't have white mana, but we have everything else. And the Kavu is going to be a 3/3. Could eventually, if we draw a fetch land and get our Tundra, could be a 5/5. I think we're going to lead with the Kavu, then play Cub, land. Okay, so they have a pretty good mana base too. They're playing Grixis, looks like. Ooh, that's a pretty scary threat. Let's... So, we want to Chain Lightning this. I think we can Chain Lightning it next turn. So let's just get our Scythecat Cub down. No, we have to play the Kavu because we're stuck on red mana. That's the limiting constraint here. Okay, so we played this. They're going to get 1 loot in. Hopefully that's not enough to just beat me. It could be. They could be playing a Reanimator deck. That's always the risk when you leave their creatures alive. But I have my Territorial Kavu, which can also mess them up if they're playing a Reanimator deck, potentially, by exiling great cards from their graveyard. Also, drawing and discarding is really good for me. Or discarding and drawing, I guess. Because they could be like, oh, I don't want to discard my creature now because they're going to exile it and I don't have a reanimation spell yet, and I'm going to Chain Lightning this thing next turn. I'm going to miss out on a Scythecat trigger unless I draw a different land, but... Okay, to get rid of Toxic Deluge. They might regret that in the future. We'll have to see. Oh, perfect. I don't even have to miss out on a trigger. Perfect. So we go Scythecat Cub. Land. We'll buff the Scythecat Cub. Because they have a kill spell maybe already lined up for the Territorial Kavu. They have 3 mana and 5 cards in hand, and they discarded a Toxic Deluge, which they clearly didn't want. We will discard a card to draw a card. They waited till we attacked. Interesting. Hull Breacher. Oh, so they get a treasure now. Brutal. Yeah, it's hard to play around those things in best of 1. So we're not going to draw a card. They're going to get a treasure. And I guess we can kill their Hull Breacher then. Yeah, we can't cast or Reprieve, so we're going to get rid of that. This could be a quick loss here, unfortunately. I almost went for an exile card from a graveyard. It would have been so much better. Oh, man. Well, we will now... They could have so many dangerous things that they do with this Hull Breacher, so we have to kill this. This is where, if we draw a fetch land to make our Scythecat Cub a huge problem, we could win with that. Our Skull Clamp is going to draw some cards. But this could be a game that we lose as a result of some clever play by our opponent there with the Hull Breacher. Or, not, it's not even the cleverest of things, it's just like a strong card. They get rid of Dark Ritual, okay. So maybe they're trying to do some broken stuff with their deck, like set up Wheel of Fortune plus Hull Breacher. That is why Chain Lightning is much worse than Lightning Bolt, by the way, because we could have saved ourselves a little bit there. Are they going to go for the flip? Okay, they not... Ooh, that's a huge draw. Beautiful. Play this, all of a sudden our guy turns into a 5/5. We don't need the swamp anymore. Let's just attack. I will go for the discard again. I still don't need the swamp. Oh, I should have played the Evora first because he would have grown. I always forget with Evora. Whenever you discard a card, you put a counter on him. But usually you want to like wait before you deploy your stuff so you can decide. Okay, so I can only play one of these, but I think I'm going to play Evora. Mana drain, okay. So I guess we'll play Skull Clamp and then equip it. Okay, we will equip our Skull Clamp to the Cub, because it has Trample, so they're more likely to have to block that one. Okay, they've got a bunch of mana. What are they going to do with it? They could play something really scary. They're playing Grixis. They have 8 mana this turn. Is this where they hardcast Grizzlebrand? Oh my gosh, are they hardcasting Grizzlebrand? Time Spiral. Oh. Well, at least I get to also draw 7 cards. Ooh, Inquisition. Broadside Bombardiers. Oh my gosh, they're so dead next turn if they don't win this turn. Oh, they get to use all of their mana. Oh, they could storm combo me, but if I get to go Bloodstained Mire, counter here, sack thing, counter again, then I just Broadside Bombardiers, hit them for a bajillion, Fire Confluence, kill them. I mean, Fire Confluence doing 6 to them. It's pretty scary here. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm going to get another shot at this, though. I think they've got me, probably. They go down to 10. They're going to need every mana in their disposal. So they fetch up a card. Are they going to fetch up Hull Breacher? And then Dark Ritual. Okay. Shieldred. Okay. Oh! Wow, they got me. That was sweet. Yeah, good little combo deck they built over there. That Hull Breacher was so annoying for me, too, because, I mean, I have to kill it because obviously they have those wheels in their deck. I was in okay shape almost there. That mana drain got me good. Oh, well, I mean, you can't win them all, especially in Vintage Cube. Or Powered Cube, I guess. This is very similar to Vintage Cube, but it's not the exact same list. Battery check. Nice, nice. It's always good when you still have 20 minutes of battery, so we can maybe get another round in, a couple, hopefully. It's been fun. This is a cool little event we're playing here. If we had gotten... I mean, I don't think we could have done anything that different that game. I guess we could have tried to exile cards from their graveyard with our Kavu. But that wouldn't have really stopped them. We just had to hope that they didn't draw the win in their 7-card hand that they drew, which is definitely something that can happen if they draw like 4 lands, even like 4 lands plus Shieldred. Like they can easily like whiff on their draws, but pretty sweet deck over there from the opponent. They got to sculpt things a little bit with their Gobin going off a little. But yeah, pretty cool. Like, I mean, Inquisition of Kozilek would have been a key draw there for us. Get those info sides. That's why those discard spells I was talking about are so important. Reprieve could have won us the game there. Okay, we can keep this. Again, the ability to get an untapped green source is so important here. Because now we can play our Ignoble Hierarch and then next turn play Renin 6 and start ticking it up. We can Fury and then kill our own guy with Fury. That's funny. Okay. Please don't kill my Ignoble Hierarch. No! Oh, this goes so badly if they kill the Ignoble Hierarch. Yep, they have Lightning Bolt. Well, we're going to have to rip something. Oh, gosh. That was brutal. We did go for the maximum greed line of getting the Ignoble down. We didn't know what they would be playing. They could have been playing a combo deck where speed is of the essence. But if we had gone for... I mean, we had a Swamp as our second land regardless, so... Yeah. Zeator's Proving Ground wouldn't have really saved us. It would have just let us cast the Blood Tithe this turn. Okay. Beautiful. Pay 2 life. Now we get to start going. We definitely want to go get our fetch land so we can make sure we have land drops for the rest of the game. And get our white source coming up. Especially because, I mean, they're playing... Doesn't look like they're playing anything too unfair. They're playing a white deck. This is usually where Fury is at its best. And as you see, we're getting to plenty of card advantage, so we don't really need to worry about going down a card to cast this Fury. We might even hold up Reprieve this turn. Ooh, Ouroboros. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to Fury that. Yep. So this can deal 4. Yep, okay. exile. We will exile the Blood Tithe Harvester here. So we will go get another red source, I think. Or Tundra. Do we get Tundra? Oh, no, yeah, we want our blue source. Yeah, we don't have... Yeah, we want to play Fury, getting rid of Blood Tithe Harvester. No, getting rid of... Yeah, Blood Tithe Harvester. Maybe I should have waited on this. See if I needed to actually stop them from doing anything. Yeah, that would have been way better. I should have waited. Because then I could have, if I needed to cast Reprieve, done that. But instead I got a little bit aggressive here. Okay, I'm going to actually ditch the Seasoned Pyromancer. Because I want to be able to actually deploy a spell this turn. So I killed their Ouroboros for free. And now I'm going to play Blood Tithe Harvester and just pass the turn. So I'm making some headway here. I have Reprieve up for whatever they play this turn. They have 5 mana, so Reprieve could be a pretty effective spell here. They're not playing like Instants, I don't think, in their deck. My lighting is starting to go. There's a lot of different factors at play here. But yeah, maybe if I turn the light of the lamp, the street lamp. Oh yeah. Have to hold my microphone. Ooh, that is not going to happen. That is a no-no, as you could say. We do not want to deal with that, my friend. Okay. So we have a 2-mana 5/5. That's pretty great. Okay. Fetch. And then we will keep plussing. Because this thing eventually ulting could be a real win con for us. The ultimate of instant and sorcery is getting retrace. Retracing Reprieve over and over seems pretty decent. They can't kill our Kavu. We're getting the full outdoor experience here. The sunset in the background, probably pretty nice to look at. Might even be better than the Magic game that's going on. The darkening sky. Okay, they're playing that, and they're going to play the Boiler Bilges as well. What's Boiler Bilges going to kill? This thing can kill the Llanowar Elves for free. Parallax Wave. Oh, that's bad. Parallax Wave is really good. Sure. Parallax Wave is a messed up card. It's also super good with Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. Let's ditch the fetch land, I guess. Hopefully we draw something good. Ooh, Inquisition. Oh, land, no. Boo. Well, I guess we will. At least try to kill this thing. Oh, they're going to have to use this to get rid of my whole board. Yeah, let's try to kill Llanowar Elves. Combat. They're going to use their Parallax Wave. What a bummer. Oh my gosh, Parallax Wave is so messed up. Also, I can't take their Overlord, the Boiler Bilges. They're deciding whether or not to... Yeah, the counter on the Parallax Wave is probably more valuable. Let's see what they're working with here, other than the Overlord, which they're probably going to recast this next turn and do some serious damage with. Oh, Monastery Mentor and Voice of Victory. Let's get rid of the Monastery Mentor. Play land, and now we're just in... It was kind of rough, because losing the Seasoned Pyromancer was a cost. I guess I would love to draw my other cycling land. Maybe I shouldn't have fetched it up. Oh, they got a tap land. That's actually a... they're going to get the Boiler Bilges going. Because Parallax Wave can reset it. That's a pretty good combo. If they see it, of course. Maybe they don't. Okay. Well, that could be good in the future. I have Chain Lightning in the deck. I'm just going to do this. Eventually my creatures will be free. Gosh, them drawing a tap land there was actually really big for me. Though them drawing Lotus Petal would have been okay for me, so you win some, you lose some there. Oh, yeah. I am invisible. I've just drawn all lands down the stretch here, unfortunately. I guess having a Surveil land might have been okay for this situation. So now I have the out of just... Okay, I will play my fetch land. I think I get my guys back now, right? Oh, no, I get them back next turn. Oh, it's going to be too late by then. No! Yep, they kill Ren in 6. I don't need the lands anymore. I wanted to get them to 3 so I could just top deck Chain Lightning and win the game. Okay. I'm just going to turn my camera off. It's not helping the situation. You can't even see me. Maybe it'll save my battery, my precious, precious battery. Oh. So they're fetching down to 2. I guess Ren and 6 could have absorbed some more damage from them. Okay, here I really just need to draw spells, so I will actually just let myself lose that. Okay, I want to draw Zeator's... I would rather draw Zeator's... I have Fiery Confluence 2 as an out. Perfect. I have 2 spells that immediately win me the game. Grist is not that, but it's pretty good. Because it can make me a insect. And then I can use the insect to draw 2 cards. And then I can deal 2 damage, 2 damage, destroy their artifact. Boom! Got the win. That is what I am talking about. That is magic, baby. That's magic. What a comeback. Or victory in general. I guess the final thing I will say, because my battery is about to die, is that we will just do a brief wrap-up on the deck. We lost that one unfair deck, but we were able to beat the fair ones. 3-1, pretty good result. I think we did a good job drafting this one. A lot of fun to play. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag FetchWin, because the fetch lands were super clutch to our win, and playing 4 colors and even 5 colors with this Tundra was pretty dang awesome. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time, signing off from Valencia.